I am Carl Hill, aka Ken or Boo. I am blessed, inspired by three men. My grandfather, Arthur Hill, was a farmer, owned large parts of land in St. James, Jericho, farming bananas, grown provisions, orange, grapefruit, goat, cows, and pigs. Also traded in lumber, supplying the railway corporation with lumber for the train lines. My other grandfather, George Jackson, was also a farmer and businessman, dealing in retail grocery, public transportation, farming bananas and grown provisions, goats, cows, and pigs. Mr. Samuel Vassell, also a businessman, dealing retail and wholesale grocery. They became my role models. My dream was to be like them. I choose to be like them. I am them. While going to school, I became a farmer, raising goats and pigs. And after I graduated from school, I went into business selling turling and wool pants length and suit length and Irish mash drink. At age 18, while enjoying my success in business, I fulfilled my dream providing entertainment in and for my community, North Gully. Just as I was enjoying my success in my dancehall business, tragedy reared its ugly head. Constant fights by men from the Lane Gang, aka Table Z, became bad for my business, and I was forced to abandon my dancehall venue. I followed my dream and aggressively built another dancehall in Green Pond. My happiness was short-lived. Once more, tragedy reared its ugly head. The effects of a war between the Lane Gang and the Beatniks Gang forced me to close my dancehall again. Could that stop me from surviving? Hell no. I am a man. I am determined to be in business. I reconstruct my dancehall into a grocery store and dancehall. Then, sometime in 1969, just as I was enjoying my life with my young family, my 2-year-old son and my 1-year-old daughter, and my success in business, tragedy reared its ugly head once more. I was in my grocery store when Tony Johnson, a member of the Lane Gang, approached, pointed a shotgun on me, and fired. Luckily, I escaped unhurt. When I returned, I was shocked by the cannibalistic act. The floor of my grocery store was covered with damaged goods, broken bottles, and stones. Could that stop me from surviving? No. I am a man. I am determined, strong. One Friday night, sometime in 1970, tragedy reared its ugly head once more. Unaware of my children's mother pregnant with her second son, I was on my way home from the club and Tony Johnson ambushed me in Albion Lane. And the last of 5 shots fired from his handgun shattered my right leg. I am a man, the people's person. I am loved. I am blessed. After the amputation of my leg, men from the communities of Green Pond, Canterbury, North Gully, Barracks Road, and section of Glendevan armed themselves and joined force with the Beatniks Gang, fighting the Lane Gang. The war was bad for my business, and my grocery store was forced to close its doors. This robbed my community of the access to supply its closest and everyday needs. Could that stop me from surviving? No. Survival is a must. I am a man. I am strong, resilient. My brain is the closest organ to the stars. I will use it to take me to other money channels. The need to survival land me into the illegal world. Survival allow me to maintain my financial independence. That same need allow me to buy a car. And I took pride in driving past the gangster who was previously laughing mockingly at me, swinging on my crutches. Survival allowed me to develop the idea of instructing a man to convert my right foot gas pedal into a left foot gas pedal in my car. A job well done. Survival let me forget my pledge of not doing anything to give my mother heartache as my older brother. Survival robbed me of my time and connection with my children. Survival gave me a mindset that going to jail is normal. During the war period, there were several failed efforts of peacemaking. Then, after the general election of 1972, which was won by the late Mr. Michael Manley, one of the pillars of Montego Bay, Mr. Cecil Chuck, managed to broker peace. The longest gang war in Montego Bay's history, dubbed Mobay Tribal War, and after 5 years, but continued in Nassau, Bahamas and some major states in America. Many times I would look back in my life with grief. All I was doing was trying to be a normal, successful person. But thinking back about the wrongs done to me, I would think of revenge and murder. But I am a man. I am resilient. I became determined to learning. I am not stupid. I made my years spend in the legal world my university of the international streets. I learned that since the existence of gangs in Jamaica, the island has become on a lockdown. Everybody living in public prison. Burglar bars becomes the norm. And death for the informer snitch ideology has taken root in today's society. For the past 50-odd years, gang wars created a brain drain for Jamaica. For the past 50-odd years, young men in the ghettos become an asset of the gun dealers, the morgue owners, the obeah men, and most importantly, the judicial system. For the past 50-odd years, gang wars rob ghetto communities of their livelihood. Gang wars dictated retired Jamaicans abroad into self-imposed exile, scared to death of coming home. Although learning all the above, killing all the people that makes me their enemy always registered in my head. In 2003, there was an article in the Jamaican Gleaner titled "Behind Mobay's Tribal War." The leader of the Lane Gang, he called himself Zale, said his gang was about 2,000 men strong. Did the war create a job for ghetto communities in Montego Bay? Hell no. Did the war create opportunity for gang rivals in Nassau, Bahamas or America? No. Life in the ghetto is that cheap, so simple, meaningless. Why one gang leader can have nearly 2,000 men fighting a senseless, non-productive war? Yes, their actions speak for it. At times, thug-looking gangsters, my grandchildren age, smile and say to me, "Big up, dads." Me have to give the man respect. A man like you said the thing. Those young men were living in my shadow, walking in my shoes, just by what they hear about me, the negative. Because of their negative conception, they make my nice homeowners community become a ghetto. My interpretation of what seems as my unhappy events are: after I got shot and while I was in the university hospital in Kingston, the Supreme Power posted my honorable friends guarding me so the gang members could not get the chance of snatching my life from me. Preparing me for my purpose, I was chosen as a gang leader and move on to the illegal world, which becomes my university, University of the International Streets. I know that killing the people that caused me to have one leg, killing the people that robbed me of my early life with my family and serving my community would not solve the problem. I am a man, a new man. I am blessed. I am strong, resilient, and furthermore, I am ill, above average. My assignment is bigger than serving my community. Directed by the Supreme Power, I kicked revenge and murder from my mind and used my creative mind to reach out to the world in writing. Continuing on the path to fulfill my purpose allows me to go sit and talk with the man that makes me his enemy, the leader of the Lane Gang.
As a former member of the JBC gang, how the war started?
Wow. Well, just we start, normally they always say out of stupidity.
Stupidity.
Really?
After I traveled many miles and did several hours of recorded interview, 1963 Coral Garden incident. Once more, tragedy reared its ugly head. A bunch of youngsters from the ghetto broke in my house and stole the bag containing the documents, my computer, and a lot of other values. Traditional laws appear to be on the back burner. I am glad. I triumph over all who have done me wrong in the past. Triumph is a must. My life is like the sunshine that let the plants grow. I toss the call for jungle justice aside. I leave them to fall in their own pit. I provide another computer and continue to soothe my mind, creating my weapon against the culprit. Psychological, ignorant ghetto mentality, violation of the poor by the poor, using writing as a catalyst for change. My 26 years of studying and writing anti-violence materials produced 6 screenplays, 1 play, kids stories, poems, anti-violence bumper stickers, Mother's Day cards. I wrote and recorded 2 songs, Unite Jamaica and Violation of the Poor by the Poor. Produced anti-violence videos and is also in possession of several video clips for the documentary Mobe Tribal War. Whatever people in the limelight say or do, young people emulate. I contributed in breaking it, therefore I am working towards fixing it. In the past, music was a medium to convey issues related to social consciousness. We need to get back there. Jamaica is now at a threshold where the inform of a dead ideology is taking the mindsets of the people against the judicial system. I am a man. I am a full-bred man. I am blessed, inspired to spearhead a war against over 50 odd years of psychological ignorant ghetto mentality. Liberate our young minds from the psychological ignorant ghetto mentality. The man that made me his rival, the leader of the Lane Gang, the leader of the longest gang war in Montego-based history, endorsed my method.
What kind of message the man that have now for the youth then?
Today's youth.
Today's youth.
For the youth, them right now, wow, it's total education.
My method is to create educational, cultural, and recreational opportunities for children. Provide daily activities for kids until bedtime. Give children the ability of having open and confidence in themselves. Live their own dreams. Change Canterbury to Cultureberry. The present needs to facilitate the Redemption Chapel Homework Center are funds to purchase 1 year supply of snacks for the kids. Other learning materials to learn and speak Spanish, Chinese Standard Language, Mandarin, provision of equipment for movie making, and funding for the reconstruction of the basketball court. In the early 60s, my older brother was the leader of the first gang in Canterbury, the Tiber Tribe Gang. I now choose to reincarnate the Tiber Tribe Gang into a production company, the Tiber Tribe Entertainment Liberation Limited, operating a fundraising base under the company using my line of work as a fundraiser. The Honorable Marcus Garvey said, quote, "The Caucasians will always have their differences, but when it involves the development of their country, they forget their differences and work together." If you identify that you contribute in breaking it, join force now and help to fix it. Jamaica unite. Stamp out violation of the poor by the poor.